Welcome back, everyone, to the glorious Republic of Swordland. When last we left, we gave a speech to the Assembly. The Speaker of the House, which is a member of the conservative branch of our party, did not really like our reforms. The opposition was mostly in favor of it, even though they don't know the specifics. And the fascists don't support it, which I don't really give a fuck. I told them I did ask for their support because we need the votes, but I told them to fuck off. That if they didn't vote them, they can fuck off. Turns out we have 121. We need 151 votes. We're fucked. We gotta whip up 30 votes from somewhere. Let's see. Proceed to next turn. Someone's been reading their Adam Smith. Anything new? Health requires more resources. But we fucking increased the budget for healthcare. Hitting power of man in uniform. Okay, privatization plan proposed. Minister of Health has finished a privatization proposal plan. Wait. He did what now? That is not something I want him to do. Or was it something I told him to do? I can't remember. Doesn't seem like something I would tell him to do. Ministry of Justice files Erson v. Swordland for this concurrent opinion before sending the dispute to Supreme Court. Point out majority court dissent would dissolve the legal precedent of future constitutional right cases. I have no idea what this is about. Sure, it's not important. Sure. General Staff Guiders. Okay, let's meet with Yosef. How is the modernization of our now tiny ass army? Welcome to the Ministry of Defense. Mr. President, let's go to my office. Where's Vulcan? Usually partakes in military visits. He's busy at the moment overseeing the defensive strategies against Rumberg. The situation with Rumberg is getting worse, and our lack of funding in the military means that we would fight for our survival in a war scenario. What are our options in improving the situation? We are making all the necessary preparations, but any substantial military support from other nations would be welcome deterrent against Rumberg. The recent military partnership we have signed with Agnolia includes a mutual defense clause. In case of conflict, we will be obliged to come to each other's aid. In case of a Rumberg invasion, they will come for help. Do you think it's enough? I don't think so. We need stronger allies. Agnolia is better than nothing, but we must look further. Lesbia or Valksland are options in my opinion. I'll bring it up to David. Any deterrence should force them to think twice. Let's build a nuke. Let's move to our main topic. The mandatory conscription law has become a matter of discussion, and we need to strike a decision whether to keep it or remove it. The facts are that conscription gives us a larger reservist pool that can cover a large front line, but these troops lack the morale and quality to be offensive elements. So you're against conscription? I would agree. Remove conscription if our military can stand on its own 2 feet without them. If you're going to have strong allies, why do you need conscripts? I agree. What is the meaning of this? Oh, so you didn't know about this. Why haven't I been invited? What's going on? Overstepping and interrupting a personal meeting between me and the president. I see what's going on here. I mean no disrespect, but I am leading the ground operations and must be informed of any strategic changes. Yeah, he does have a point. Thank you, Mr. President. We are talking about our national defense, which must be consulted among all staff. Clarify, we would have brought the subject up with the General Staff and you. The matter is rather simple from my point of view. Our forces have gone large structural changes, changing the operational capability and tactics. However, at the end of the day, Rumburg has a larger army, air force, and navy. Our conscripts will fill the much needed weaknesses we have. It's a modern age, requires a modern army. Throwing bodies at a problem never solve it. Not sure this is the right approach. Yeah, throwing bodies at a problem never solved it. We can have less troops on the front line than the enemy. Not with our current structure, focus on mass mobilization. I would ask you to consider. We didn't focus on mass mobilization, we focused on professionalized elite military. Remove mandatory conscription, it's time to have a professional force of willing enlisted soldiers. Let me look over my documents. That's about it. I won't take more of your time. Thank you for your time. No conscription. Yeah, conscripts. One. Conscripts are shit soldiers. Period. Like, no matter how bad your recruiting, no matter how bad your recruitment is, conscription isn't gonna fix it. Boys to men, not without conscription. Freedom, Swordish boys no longer forced to fight. Women march for equal education in Anrika. Now that Contana has finished moving its ships to Coordinate Naval Base, as per terms of new agreement, the United Contana military is allowed to refuel and repair in exchange for providing logistical, financial, and equipment support to Swordland. Be cool if they could give us a little bit more money. Women's March, good. Police raids on young swords, good. Current economic situation, this is gonna be good. Fuck. This should be interesting. Oh shit, our economy is even worse. Oh, we're fucking this up so much. It's fine. It's gonna be fine. It's fine. Welcome, Mr. President. Please take your seats. As you all know, today we go over our economic status. Let's begin without any further ado. The aid we have received from United Contona has helped us a lot, although I've heard some rumors. There were many people who opposed this decision, and especially in the Lotharberg group. I don't really care what the Lotharberg group has to say. Regardless of what they think, the capital will certainly be handy. Now have another weapon to combat the recession. Had to do whatever it takes. So hope the decision won't come back. I would expect nothing else from our friends. How are we doing in terms of the infrastructure? The first months had positive indicators, but the delay in the infrastructure project reversed economic gains. Why couldn't we solve the H3 highway construction issues? The National Business Council isn't happy with the lack of tangible economic improvements at all. I expected a better performance from all of us. Investment was meant to be a good first step in the overall plan. Focusing on future investments is better as more opportunities are surely on the horizon. Yeah, let's focus on future investments. If the budget allows us, it does not. Agreed, any reliance on credit could endanger our future. Do you have the stats on our deal with Agnolia? Trade with Agnolia has increased our imports and exports by 25% 1 month, with much more to be expected in the future, but higher prices of Agnolian steel didn't result in a trade surplus. It's what we expected. Should look for more trade partners. Should target for more deals internationally. we should see our improved relations with Agnolia as a stepping stone to expand positive influence. I support our foreign initiatives with partners as democratic as Agnolia. That's beside the point. Chairman of CBS. Aligning ourselves to more democratic countries is good for Sorland. Yeah, fine. It's good for overall trade with other countries as well. Democratic countries generate more trust in general. On a side note, consumer spending has decreased further due to pessimistic mood caused by the issues of our economy. I'm confident we'll turn this around. We'll do better. While I agree that our first attempt were not successful, we still might have economic opportunities left. It isn't good for our reputation, as the people expect quick solutions. We are running out of time. Yeah, but I'm playing the long game. The people. Here's the thing. The the way to fix the world's problems is long-term solutions. Is to focus on long-term solutions. The problem is long-term solutions don't fit nicely into election cycles. So you either do the right thing and get pummeled in the next election because there hasn't been enough time for it to take effect, and if you're really fucked, the opposition will cancel all the good changes you did, rendering it all moot, or you do half measures and quick solutions that will fail anyways, making it so that the opposition will have things to throw at you. Uh, Seriously, if people could just think long term and how to fix issues instead of that's why you get shit done before an election. People have short memories. Our budget reserves don't look good. We'll need to look into wherever we can to increase the budget we have. What can we do about it? Formulate a plan and present you the next steps. No matter what the cost, we will have to increase our economic development rates, otherwise I'm sad to say we will be doomed. We need to use the opportunities we are shown. Trade deals and infrastructure improvements always help. I'll be very clear. You already know this and I don't want to frighten you, but if we are unable to stop this recession, we are headed towards an economic catastrophe that has never been seen before in Sorland. In all of Eastern Merkaba. Sounds like a sunny vision of the future. I can't begin to imagine how we could survive that. None of us want to see Sordish people starve, while the state is unable to provide for its citizens. None of us want that. Now, there are a few methods to tackle the recession. You have the potential to take additional debt to flatten the downward turn of the economy. Important factor is that we don't take excessive debt during going into the future. I have prepared a few project proposals. There are two main distinctions in between these projects. It's either about continuing our infrastructure improvements or investing in increasing production. If we continue our infrastructure, that will lift us up to advanced country levels. However, our industrial production suffered and also needs a boost to return to pre-recession levels. There is of course the option to not take any risk relating to our budget. The plans for these projects will be finalized soon. For now, I can provide preliminary information. Which one of you would like to hear first? Let's talk about infrastructure. Let's build back better. For infrastructure, we have two projects. One is the Benfi International Airport and the other is the Morna Port. Benfi is growing at a rapid pace and would benefit highly from an international airport. Much more money to be made there too. The Morna Port will boost trade and improve the flow of goods towards Horsort because the Conrad port is too small in capacity and extension is blocked by the Navy headquarters. Morna would be a more significant city with a port and advantages. Yeah, trade port sounds like a. We're going to be focusing on trade, so a larger commercial port seems like the priority here. Don't think investing in Morna with a port would do much change our economic process. Goods are flowing from other places just as fast. Increasing imports and exports on a more accessible path to whole sort is very lucrative. I agree with Edith. The border port will mean a greater deal to our trade and improve the economic of the Lauren region too. What are the projects that could boost our production? One is the Sarna Agricultural Zone and the other is the Conriat Industrial City. I see the Sarna Agricultural Zone investment as a higher priority due to the fact that farmers in Bergia were the most hit by the recession. Sarna is also in a much bigger city than Conriat. The Conriat Industrial City project has the potential to increase manufacturing in Greater Hulsort. Yeah, but we have an agricultural trade deal with Agnolia. Surely doing the farming would be better in a, in addition to helping out the poorer region. Recession has hit the farmers of Sarna particularly hard. Besides the agricultural output increase would boost our economy. The investment won't be able to recover the industry there. Conrad, on the other hand, will bring more financial gain. Our government has the opportunity to support agriculture, and we should take it. It would increase our exports too. I have enough information. I have a couple more economy-related questions. How strong is our currency? Currency health has improved post-elections, but has unfortunately stagnated. There are no losses in comparison to pre-election levels. Inflation has dropped by 2 percentage points. That's good. How's the mood in the National Business Council? Business leaders in the council are nervous about the lack of tangible economic improvements. Of course they are. They are holding on to their investments until they feel it is safe to invest their reserves in new hires or branches. We can expect in terms of our trade situation. Success in reaching a trade deal has boosted our position as a regional trade partner and increased the likelihood of potential trade partners. We have imported and exported more across the border with all countries except Rumburg. Thank you for the information. That concludes the meeting. Have a good day. Agnolia. Did we finally finish the highway? Delayed for a year. For fuck's sake. Delayed again? Are you shitting me? You incompetent shites! Ah, for fuck's sake. Polio. Fantastic. Shit. Several United Cantonal destroyers have left the port to join the Volkslandian fleet. This is gonna be fun, isn't it? We're in an alliance with Agnolia. Housewives march to defend Swordish tradition in Anrika. Spirit of yada yada yada. Happy housewives. For fuck's sake. Marching marching in favor of your own oppression. Uh, Swordish State Corporation delays highway construction. Fucking fuckers. Seriously. You had one job. You had one fucking job. Operation Bear Trap begins. Motherfuckers. We're gonna have a human rights crisis. Amid spiking tensions with Agnolia, Volksland increases naval presence. Sorland's diplomacy disappoints. Fuck you. Do we have? We still don't have a big fucking emergency right here. Investment in mega projects. -2 government budget. Ouch! That is gonna fucking hurt. Shit. Let's go for the port. Let's go for the -3 deficit. Oh god. Oh god, this hurts. This fucking hurts. Shit. Warns about Afghan presence. Wins elections. Okay, budget allocation of healthcare. Good. Let's, dude. I haven't. I've heard things about what you're doing, and I gotta admit, I don't like it very much. Mr. President, it's time for a scheduled healthcare meeting. Please take your seats. Very troubling news from Wellen. Yes, it is very troubling news, and it's your fucking job to prevent it from being terrible news. I gave you the money you asked for, so why the fuck are you not fixing it? I have just returned from a meeting with our top scientists on the matter of polio. This might have been dire consequences. I was told by our researchers was that with the current infection rate, you will still be millions of people affected by polio. Okay, this game is set in the 50s, right? So there wasn't a polio vaccine yet. I don't think. We have notified all our healthcare staff, especially the ones closer to Welland border. Unfortunately, these are also the more rural areas where we lack equipment and staff. I gave you money to fix this. I doubt it is that serious yet, regardless, back to the topic. Yes, of course, let's start. In general, I am very content in the budget decision that was made. This comes as a very pleasant surprise that we are welcomed at the ministry. The overall mood has been positive. Yeah, I don't care that your mood has been positive. I care that you put that money to good use. I'm excited about what we can achieve. Providing better healthcare is our goal. Yeah, we have to minimize service disparity. The situation isn't good at all. Personally invested to solve the horrible infinite maternal deaths along with your requests. As you know, I have been preparing a new privatization program that would create funds through selling of unused ministry property and some extra taxes. I know of this too, Pascal, but this goes against our economic doctrine. Additionally, health is a key public sector people expect to have in public hands. Aside from creating additional funds, there is a long-term problem with privatization. There might be structural issues. Also, in a country where most people don't have access to quality healthcare, I don't agree that there is some concern there, but the benefits of competitive and quality services is greater. No, I am not privatizing healthcare, you prick. It's not Arcasia nor Lesbia. You're talking about Suzerain, which the healthcare is free for now. They have people who have their lives depending on the services is free to them. Messing with that structure will definitely hurt us politically in the future, that I know for sure. But the choice is yours, Mr. President. We'll keep the healthcare in state control. Not fucking privatizing healthcare, this isn't America. As you wish, the health services shall remain in public hands. Now, let's get to the big question of how we will spend the extra funds dedicated to the Ministry of Health. What are your suggestions? We have three options to use the majority of our funds on. We can build new hospitals, we can spend money on increasing salaries for health workers, or we can spend money to improve existing treatment in rural areas. Building new hospitals, improving treatment in rural areas is a must. We must prevent mistreatment, disease, and sickness. Yes, especially since we have a polio outbreak. Our rural clinics are old, ill-equipped, and unstaffed, which causes a huge urban and rural disparity. It's one of the causes of maternal deaths and other sicknesses, which I want to solve within this term. Reports have shown that minor epidemics are spreading in certain areas due to old facilities with lack of hygiene and equipment. I believe improving treatment in rural areas should be our focus. It would be best to consider the political advantages of each one as well as the practical advantages before making a decision. Improve rural treatment. New contracts of improvement will be drawn up immediately. That's all. Very fruitful meeting, nevertheless, nice and short. Thank you for the meeting. Bye bye. Now, fix the polio outbreak, will you? Erson v. Swordland. Court of Appeals today is under review of Minister of Justice, lawyer, and village civil rights activist Erson sued their municipality for infringement of constitutional rights. This should be interesting. With this Supreme Court, Not sure how far you're gonna go. -3. -3 deficit. Shit. Talks with friends Richter. Please, let this go well. I need this to go well. We need to get something done. It's good to have you here, Mr. Richter. I'm surprised by this proposal we prepared for the new constitution. I really do not understand your reasoning behind some of the changes. Dude, you're getting what you're getting. Don't you fucking start. What parts don't you understand? Don't get me wrong, I like your draft, as I've already stated. I'm just shocked you listened to our demands, decreasing the electoral threshold in term that's more than we hoped for. Oh, so you're surprised by the positive, okay. And I completely did not expect you to go against Darkwing Soul and abolish the Member of Honor laws. It's a bold move and I respect it. How does the USP feel about that, Mr. President? Is this political suicide or did you actually manage to get the party behind your changes? It's... Why would you care if this is political suicide for me? I cannot afford to support another set of failed reforms. I'm the opposition leader after all. People expect me to be hard against you. I've been campaigning for a new constitution for years, and I couldn't let it vanish because of Tarquin Saul's party again. No offense intended. Are you aware the World Guard has been reaching out even to PFJP members? I hope you're doing something to contain this mess. Who'd have thought? Of course they are. But we shouldn't worry. Are you saying the PFJP can be bought? My hands are tied, we just need to focus on the upcoming vote. Even if the changes pass in the Assembly, how are we going to win the Supreme Court over when your draft takes away all the justices' immunity? The justices care about money more than anything else. If we unite together, they will be forced to support us. Not so sure about that. Few justices will sympathize with us, but the ultimate decision will be up to the centrists, and Orso has them locked up. If we're doing this, we have to make it count. I hope that you will succeed, Mr. Rain. I respect what you're doing inside the USP. I'll do my best to flip the Supreme Court as well. You can count on the PFJP's votes. Just want your promise that you will give us proper credit and finally do something about the unbalanced representation of our party on state television. For decades, our party has been doing whatever it could stay in power, yada yada yada. I expect you to finally acknowledge all the wrongs that have been done and act against the soulless state apparatus in full force. Don't blame the USP, Sorlin has gone through a lot. I can't deny my party's political actions. Let's be friendly to this guy. We need his votes. I hope I can rely on you. On the upcoming vote, we expect the USP to rally behind your proposal. I can assure you you'll have the PFJP's full support. I'm happy to cooperate with you. Don't doubt we'll change the constitution together. Before you leave, I'd like to address a few things. There are so many things said about me. You made a deal with Arcasian, that you tried covering your tracks. What do you have to say about that? Oh, it did come to that after all. Well, I will enlighten you about my relationship with Arcasia. As you know, the downfall of President Alfonso was abrupt. He was only progressive hope we had in the USP. Our brief alliance with him accomplished great things, but we ran into a very concerning revelation. In our last meeting before the USP abandoned him, President Alfonso said that Sol was not gone and still pulled the strings behind his back. He was suspicious about a conspiracy against his reformist agenda, and he feared everything would collapse around him. And it did. Afterwards, the party voted you in. I don't think it was a coincidence. You think Sol and the Old Guard orchestrated all of this? They knew that Alfonso's reforms would cripple their strength and remove them from power, so they removed them here first. And they're probably gonna remove me too. Shit. After realizing the true extent of the Solus Deep State's influence, we are in this together, so I'll be honest, I hope that Sorland could ever achieve the liberties and democracy that we're working so hard, yada yada yada. Act how? I was contacted by an Arcasian senator and one of Arcasia's biggest tycoons, and I decided to agree to their meeting in hopes of receiving support. Let him continue. I flew to Arcasia and I eventually met President Walker. He offered political and economic support for me and my party, asking us to lead Sorland into the democratic sphere and become a member of the ATO. What the fuck is the ATO? Arcasian, it's NATO basically. But on the exploitative conditions he was demanding would have had crippling effects on our economy. I told them that I was only there to increase economic cooperation, nothing else. I did not get their support, nor did I do anything illegal. To say I feel ashamed. Okay, so you didn't actually make any deal with them. So I managed to stop myself from becoming the very thing I was fighting against. I'm grateful you're telling me all of this. Thank you for taking it so well. We must always be honest with one another. You have the authority to investigate this and potentially prosecute this for me. I gave you my trust, I hope you have yours. I will always acknowledge my wrongs and keep fighting for a better future. I believe we are not that different in this. I hope we can be together for a better future. As the revolutionaries once say, the morning will come, Mr. Rain. We'll see it one day. Anyways, if you have if you ever want to discuss this topic further, feel free to call me. I don't have anything to hide. I'll get going. If you'll excuse me, thanks for the meeting. It's nice to have a president. We can finally have a dialogue with, yada yada yada. I'll see you in the history books. Hopefully not dead before my term finishes. But that's gonna be it for this episode. As always, I have been Pope. Thank you very much for watching. Please do leave a like, comment, or subscribe, preferably all three, because they are the things that make the algorithm happy and we must appease the almighty algorithm. I will see you all next time.